chat here so I can see what people are saying. We are live. Perfect. Hello, guys. How are you doing? Give us just a few seconds. I'll notify the Discord Telegram community and we can dive in.
Yep. Are we live already?
Yeah, we should be. Yeah, we should be live. Ken is going to join us in about 10-15 minutes, I guess. So he's gonna be here soon. Let me just do the Discord notes.
Hey, what's everyone doing? Hi guys. Hi Tomas.
Can you hear my keyboard again?
Yeah, I think I
when
can
I'm
hear
typing.
Your keyboard.
Yeah. Again, the same problem that we had back then.
It sounds like a big keyboard actually. Damn.
Is it that loud actually? Come on. I'll try to mute myself whenever I'm not. Oh, Angel just fell off. He's gonna be back soon. Probably need to restart the window. Okay, so that's Discord. Let me open the chat here. Okay, so who's here? Hey, Chaitanya, how are you doing? Hey, Niklas. Hello, Lovell. We're going to start in a few minutes. I'll just wait for Angel to get back and as well for the Ken. Once he's here, we can dive in. Oh, I didn't notify the Discord. Oh, Angel's just messaging me. It took him out. I'll try to fix the keyboard. I'm sorry, guys, if you hear that. I'll try to work on it a little bit so you don't have to listen to me typing into keyboard. Oh, he's waiting here. Every time I'm not speaking.
Hello, guys. I'm back.
Perfect. Okay.
That's everyone.
Okay. I'm going to share the charts. Before Ken comes here, because I was analyzing this morning the Euro US dollar, and I'm kind of looking for some opportunities there. So let me just double check if you can see the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yep. Perfect.
Oh, just a second, guys. Yeah, you should be able to hear me now. Perfect. Sorry, kind of technical difficulties. Yeah, perfect. I'm going to share the charts again. Yeah, okay, perfect. Can you see my charts? Can you just confirm that, Angel?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. So this morning I was sharing the analysis on the Discord. By the way, those of you who yet not know, we are moving from the Traders Patterns Discord to the main one, to ED Markets Discord. We're going to have the trading categories, at least that's what I'm going to be most active in, probably sharing some sort of analysis setups every day. I'm going to also, before we continue, I'm going to send the link to the chat. Invite, copy.
Yeah, Euro dollar looks good for sales. I'm not gonna lie.
We were here in the morning and I said that I would go for longs, but I think we're going to firstly create a new low, which we did actually. It's not even 2 hours back where we created a new low. But then I'm not a big pattern guy, yet we see some sort of a head and shoulders pattern. So I was thinking that I will delay the longs for a while and I'll see what's going to happen, because we broke below the line from the head and shoulders, from the neck, and then we bounce again from it. So now what I think might happen actually, before we go and continue further towards the upside, we might go back towards the area where was the top of the trading range. So I'm not really open to go for shorts at this point, because I think market sentiment is heavily towards the shorts and I don't like to go with the retails. So I won't go for the shorts, but I'll be looking for opportunities either to enter if we see some sort of a confirmation of a reversal, or then down here at 1.163. You can go for the short if you trust the euro US dollar, but I don't think that the dollar is going to be strong enough to actually push dollar anywhere, to push euro anywhere below 1.163. You can let me know in the chat what you are eyeing on this, but I got stopped out. Have
Yeah,
you been your longs? Yeah,
longs.
yeah. I said it in the Discord that I believe that we're gonna create new lower low, and it's usually like that. Taking the liquidity sweeps, I was pointing this low, and then basically, if this structure holds up, so basically taking the liquidity and also having the candle with a big shadow. I'm going to zoom in with the big shadow as we have right here, the bullish one. If we're gonna get actually bullish candle getting back above the neckline of the head and shoulders pattern, then I would be open to go for longs. At best for me, once we break above 1.168, from here I would be taking longs, the scalps towards 1.17, the strategy that I showed you last time, but I'm basically targeting the psychological levels. But not only that, I'll be going for full 50 pips to create new high above 1.173. That would be my idea for the US dollar. However, still not sure yet, because it looks like we're gonna go down, creating new lower low. Not only that, but we're going to hit 1.163. What would be my second spot to watch over some sort of a patterns, candlestick formations for possible reverse towards the upside. But I'm not going to take any shorts. I tried actually. I'll send a screenshot. I will send a screenshot to the Discord, but I got stopped out. When I posed that short, I was just trying to scalp it towards the 1.165, but I thought we're going to continue towards the downside a little bit more, and I set the stop loss to the break even. So unlucky there, because we might actually go down for a while.
Yeah, I was actually bullish, but the only thing that I don't like about euro dollar are the lows at 15,500. Those lows are pretty much equals, so that's the
On
only
Euro
thing
US
that is
dollar.
yeah, that's the only thing that is actually holding me to actually look for longs, because I don't like the way those lows look. So if for me, I'll wait then for a next push lower, take those lows, and then see if we can react higher. But right now we're kind of like in the middle of that. We do have 2 point of interest for longs and sells, so it's better just to wait and to see how the market in the week develops for the euro
Yeah,
dollar.
on a daily chart, it doesn't look good with this bearish candle, of course. So yeah, I guess that's why people don't want to go for longs. But whenever I take a look at the dollar on the index, let me go 1 hour and let me zoom out a little bit. I mean, it's not clear uptrend, at least since last week. We are just going sideways. This is a dollar index. So we are basically just going sideways. And I'm not convinced that dollar is going to, again, push towards the upside. We are in some sort of a correction on a daily chart. Let me get rid of this drawing. And I'm not really convinced, though. Yeah. Even on daily chart, look at this. We've got some sort of a trading range. We're not basically going as well as euro, as well as pound towards the upside. Well, to be honest, pound is not as well as bullish, because look at the euro. This is for me bullish. This is index of the euro. We've got beautiful trend, a correction, again trend, and so far in the past few weeks on euro is the very same development as on the Swiss franc, which is as well. Look at the index of Swiss franc, which I usually say, if we don't know where to go long against weak currencies, go with the Swiss franc. This is index and the same, basically beautiful structure towards the upside. And I don't think that there's something risky regarding the Swiss franc. So for me, nothing changed since last Monday. I'm still bullish euro. I'm still bullish franc. and now it's just about what's going to be the development regarding the dollar. Is this Ken here already? I think he might be. Not yet. Okay, he's joining now. He's joining, so he's going to be here soon. Let me just double check the
real Ken Chigbo. My man is coming.
Yeah, he's here. He's here. Perfect.
Good morning. Are you the real Ken Chigbo or not? Oh,
hello, Ken.
Gone.
Oh, he's back.
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
Good.
I can hear. Right. I can hear you a little bit sick though.
Yeah, you have to bear with me, guys. I will have to keep muting the mic occasionally. I do have a bit of a chest situation going on, but apart from that, we lit, baby.
Nice.
Sorry to hear that. Hopefully, it'll get better.
Yeah, now all good, all good. This is life. This is life. We move, baby.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Yeah, not bad.
We're good.
I mean, beautiful day in the Czech Republic. Sun is shining. Nice weather. So
we're alive. Yeah, the only issue is like the weather is getting colder here, so it's kind of like more cozy, than the usual. But yeah, we move from that, right?
Yeah. Whereabouts are you in the States again, Adrian? I forgot.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Oh, that's it. Nice, my man.
All right. Sir.
Okay.
You skis. All right.
Okay. So I was just analyzing the Euro-US dollar. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I'm going to quickly recap because let me do the 1 hour chart. So basically, this morning I was just saying that we've got some sort of a pattern here forming head and shoulders with the neckline. And right now, either we are bouncing from that neckline and we're going to head towards south for a little while, let's say somewhere around 1.163. But my buyers are still longs. So either if this will persist and we're going to create bullish momentum and close above 1.168, which is this level, then I'll be probably targeting for new higher highs. And if not, if we are actually following the pattern and we are bouncing from the neckline, I'll be looking for new longs somewhere around 1.163. Would you think, are you still on the same page as last Monday? You still bullish on Euro-US dollar, or did it change anything?
Well, I went to sort of the fence over the weekend just after, because when you look at things, it seems a little bit mixed right now. When you look, it's still, we're in this range, in the higher time frame, the weekly, we're still in a massive range, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Obviously, we staged a bit of a rebound last week, but then I've seen some comments that, few comments, basically there's suggestions that the shutdown could end at some point this week, which would obviously be a big dollar positive, considering this played a part in producing some dollar selling. So if that happens, then I think dollar is going to come back roaring for a little while, because it just removes some uncertainty there, and we're going to start to get firm data again from the United States. So I'm a little bit on the fence, Jake. I'm staying clear of dollar related at the moment.
That's fair. I think someone mentioned it. I just read it on Financial News that the White House advisor has said that it's most likely, for CNBC said it, that it's most likely that it's going to end this week, the shutdown. So it might be actually, that might actually end up being bullish for the dollar. We've got, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we've got some data as well, don't we? Let me just open the calendar.
Well, yeah, we're supposed to have CPI on Friday, right? US CPI.
Yeah.
Now, the funny thing about this, is that in order to produce this data, so they managed to get a team together. We'll say a team. They managed to scrap a few employees of the BLS. So the BLS obviously produces data, and they've managed to scrap a few people together so that they can put this data out. But then they said, according to some of the officials, that given the shutdown, they're not able to gather all the data that they were required to produce to get this figure, right? Especially for next month in October. So the reading we're getting now is for September, but then also for October. So this data doesn't hold a lot of credibility because they're not able to get everything that they need to measure the data. So it's just like a bit of a non-event for me personally, we might still see some reaction, but it may be a little bit muted because of that.
Oh, so do you think the reaction is going to be, oh, it's going to disappear, like most of it? Just because if we have like different numbers from the actual forecast, do you think it's going to move the market nevertheless?
Yeah, it should still move the market, but then I just wonder if it's sustainable. I haven't seen something like this, so this is going to be new for me. The fact that, you know, like what it is a lot of people will look at this, like most traders will look at this and think, okay, yes, we've got the CPI number, but it's not that black and white because we haven't got all the data that makes up of that CPI number. So, you know, people will be like, oh yeah, CPI is higher, but then, okay, we didn't see, everything hasn't been taken into consideration for this number and the next number. So then it's like, what, does this hold any credibility or not? But that might go over a lot of people's heads. So it's just a bit of a weird one for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I'm wondering how this is going to play out. If that's going to be actually like the number you should rely to, but you actually can rely to it. Yeah, we'll see. We've got, I think, some data from Europe and UK as well. We've got Wednesday CPI and PPI from UK, which is going to also play important role for pound. And then we've got PMIs ready, and we've got CPI from Japan, but I think that's Friday. So yeah, just to be careful on Wednesday morning around the London session for UK CPI. Then Friday after the midnight. Sorry, actually after the midnight, after Thursday, the CPI from Japan. And I'll be probably hosting one more live stream session during the PMIs, just to show traders how can it be traded, if that's going to get play out. If not, I'm going to use that for memes. But we were talking about it a few times that the PMIs usually react after the data are released. So I hope the data are going to cross. I don't mind if that's going to cross above 50 or below 50. It's really both ways, but hopefully it's gonna be nice. So I'm thinking of one more session on Thursday. Other than that, probably just speeches and the shutdown update. Yeah. I do have a couple of other markets, especially the Euro Pound, which I'm still bullish on, or the very weak New Zealand dollar, which I'll be still trading even this week. But before I go on, do you have some fundamentals that you would like to share with traders? Or given your current status, would you like me to go first?
Maybe I'll get it out of the way just in case I end up in like a coughing fit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll quickly cheers, Jake.
Okay. I'll let you share the screen. If anything, I mean, we're not holding you here, so if you're not feeling well, you don't have to stick with us here for the entire live stream. We appreciate any insights, but you know.
No, good. Cheers, Jake. I wanted to start off with gold because it's funny. I saw a lot of, you know, trading gurus, technical gurus over the weekend. Well, no, from Friday, you know, everyone jumping on the bandwagon and saying, you know, gold's reached a top now. This is everyone trying to call the top. And it makes me laugh when people try and call tops and bottoms. Okay. Because it's almost, it's just not worth doing. So you got all these people calling tops and tops for gold. And I stuck to my guns. I was like, no, man, no chance in hell. Like, I know that this is one of the biggest runs that we've had in history. One of, okay. There's others. I think we had one when back in the 1960s or 1970, when Richard Nixon, former US president, I need to look at the historics there, but basically we had a massive gold run there. And now we've got another big gold run. And why I'm sticking to my guns on these longs for now is because I said it on our previous stream. Now more than ever, have we never had so many supporting factors for gold, right? Now, over the weekend, you would have seen as well what's going on. So we've still got Gaza, right? This is still ongoing. So the ceasefire basically was questioned because there was sort of, I don't know, fighting going on from both sides, Hamas and Israel. They're both blaming each other. So the fact that this is still ongoing is still an issue for me. Okay, this is still a geopolitical tension that's going to be supporting gold. We still don't know what's happening with US and China right now. Trump obviously tried to play down the trade war, but at the end of the day, we are still in a freaking trade war. So nothing has changed, right? I understand that we need to see technical pullbacks. I get that. We had that obviously on Friday, which is why everyone was jumping in here on Instagram and X saying, yeah, the gold's new top, all following each other's bums. But I was like, no, this isn't done yet. We probably, like the way last week candle, if people just pay attention to candlesticks as well, they will see. Like for me, this is going to push and at least take out next week's high, last week's high. Then maybe we can question a top's been hit, but we haven't seen a sign. So how can you just sort of pull your finger out your bum, put it in the air and be like, oh yeah, we've reached the top. Like we don't just jump on one pullback. All right. Structure's still intact. We still got higher highs, higher lows. We still got all the macro fundamentals, supporting factors. So this can carry on. So I actually I managed to catch a trade earlier today. Obviously I watched this pullback. We came to this big 4,200 area. Okay. Big demand here. Obviously form of supply, right? Pullback, bounce. So then I watched this. I thought, okay, now we're going to start shaping up a formation of structure of high highs, high lows. Obviously this sort of support here. I waited for this bounce around the Asian range low. I was hoping that we were going to see a sweep, and I was like, oh, we haven't seen it. I was wanting to see a sweep down here, and then we come up, but it didn't present itself. Had a reversal candlestick here, closure above with this sort of higher low, and then I was expecting that to launch. And then obviously we took off. We broke out this pennant here, and then went extended to the upside. And I just have conservative targets. I'm just looking for last week's highs. I'm expecting that to be taken out, as I say, technical gurus. So let's see. That's what I've got going on there. In terms of other sort of macros.
Can I just really quickly, before you continue, I wanted to share the screen because I wanted to show most of the traders that are participating in our live streams, they trade smaller accounts at 5, 10, 25. And this morning, I run into a trader who's also trading. Let me share the screen. Here we go. Who's also trading small accounts. So he's trading 5K account. And if you take a look at any day of the calendar, he made actually about 2K from 5K account, which is like about 40%, nice. Which is well done. But any day last week, he was just buying gold. If you take a look at any position, it was all longs on the gold and mostly like intraday scalps. And during the week since Monday 13, since 13th of October, Monday till Friday, he made on a small 5K account 2K just by buying gold. And he was doing it basically the week earlier than that. So if you, as Angel said on the last live stream, if you just open the position on Monday's London session or Tuesday's London session, then open at the end of the day, there's a high chance you're going to be successful. And that's exactly what this guy did. Just wanted to, because I ran into this guy this morning. And when you get to the gold, like we are going to continue towards the upside. Traders are still making a lot of money on the gold longs. So
yeah, is he
step in.
Jake? Just out of interest, is he like has he sort of got? I don't know whether you can see the details, but he got some sort of grid trading strategy going on where is he sort of buying in as the price is falling? You know, buying in. Even though, like, say we're on a decline,
it
and he's
differs
buying
a lot
in
because throughout the day he's trading like every hour within a day. So basically, as the gold is rising, he's just buying more and more.
Oh, as it's rising, he's buying it.
Yeah, because he was opening. Let me see.
I was wondering if he was buying as the price was
trading
back.
at around the lunchtime, maybe earlier than that. Let me see. Yeah, earlier than that. Since the very long session. And whenever the gold was going up or down, he was just buying throughout the day till the very end of the day, and then he closed the trades. Yeah, so that was his deal. He was just opening every hour a few positions on gold towards the upside. I don't know if there's some sort of a strategy behind that on the lower time frames. Whenever you go, whenever you market does some sort of a correction, if you enter, but 76% win ratio is pretty solid, like just buying the gold. So
I told you guys that was the secret.
Yeah, losing position. So I guess some of the positions that he opened at the end of the day and the gold wasn't enough or having enough momentum, then he closed it in a loss. But most of the positions the ones that he opened early in the morning end up in profit. I don't know what's the strategy then. But yeah, he did really well, and he's about 700 in profit right now. So just buying gold, just continue pushing it.
Nice.
Yeah, I just wanted to briefly step in with this. I'll let you continue. I just wanted to show it to traders as they're trading the smaller accounts. It's relevant, and making $2,000 out of a 5K account is pretty impressive to me.
Yeah, solid going. Really nice stuff. I mean,
someone is asking, is China still buying the gold heavily? Do you have any insights on that?
I haven't looked at the data since last month, but obviously since last month they have been buying a lot. I assume they are, but I can have a look, find the data and check.
No problem.
Yeah, I mean, usually this is dropped by the World Gold Council in their monthly reporting, so we'll probably be able to see that shortly for October. Well, that won't be released until the end of the month, start of next month. But I assume they are, especially if everything that's going on. Like at the end of the day, you have to remember, obviously, China are so heavily reliant on trade, and with all these tariffs, these guys are, thinking there is some risk there, with these tariffs, there is some risk that people stop doing business with China. So these guys are thinking about ways in which they can hedge against that risk for the economy. So they're buying up some gold reserves. I don't think they're going to be offloading. I don't know. I don't think they'll offload yet. They're probably going to be further accumulating, but we'll check. We'll check the data probably the end of the month, starting next month on that.
Okay, as I'm reading the article, some articles are saying that China is still buying it. So I guess so. There are some uncertainties, as you said, regarding the Trump's China remarks, and but most of it saying that they continue.
Yeah, they've been buying for 11 straight months. So when we have the next report for October, we'll see if they've been buying more. But it's been chunky. It's been huge. It's been huge. So yeah, let's see. Just trying to think what else. I think with other fundamentals, it's a little bit like right now, a little bit quiet. I mean, GDP, obviously we keep an eye on tomorrow, not tomorrow, on Wednesday. And this is a very important number, the CPI figure, because obviously if that remains sticky, that means we're not going to be getting those rate cuts from Bank of England. We did see some weakness in the labor market though, which is a bit of a tricky one. When the labor market's weak, but then prices of goods and services remain high. So we've got more people unemployed, but then the cost of living, the cost of goods and services is still high. So that's a tricky place to be. As I've said before, like it's stagflation territory for the UK, which is not good. So I don't know. I think if that number comes out higher on Wednesday, we will see GDP pairs spiking, but then I can imagine it's going to sell off as markets like crap. This isn't actually good for the UK. You understand?
Yeah. Agree.
Are you bullish any GDP pairs, Jake?
On pound? Well,
I know in the past you've been a bit of a pound ball, haven't you? But I don't know.
Yeah. I was, but in past few weeks, it was moving at least towards the upside a little bit, but I don't know if I'm sharing the screen. Yeah, I am. Yeah. This is an index of pound, and we were not really moving any direction, like not towards the upside and towards the downside. I mean, there's one spike, but other than that, it's just range. It's just range, which I don't particularly like. I was hoping that last week I'll get more answers because we've got still 3 members out of the 9 members of the Bank of England not decided whenever they want to be hawkish or whether they are hawkish or dovish with the governor as well. And they didn't provide any signals. So for me, I'm neutral. I don't like trading pound now as we are kind of moving towards the side. But yeah, I guess if we're going to get higher CPI data and delayed rate cut, I think that the pound could spike pretty fast. On the other hand, if not, then I'll be probably bearish on pound, because I don't know what else could be beneficial for pound except the delays in the rate cuts. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't see much going on with the UK economy. that would convince me that pound is right now at a good place to be bought.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So probably I'll turn back to Euro New Zealand dollar because we got to the same levels where we were trading it last week, which to me is really nice level. I don't know if you are planning to get back on the New Zealand dollar or if you still see New Zealand dollar as one of the weakest currencies, but I still do. Not change much for me, so I'm
Yeah.
open to longs.
Yeah, I am. Obviously, we've got a bit of. I'm eyeing EURUSD at the moment. Obviously, waiting for this pullback that's in play. Obviously, the reason NZD everyone will see NZD is a little bit firmer today, a little bit because we had higher CPI last night, and then obviously markets are thinking, maybe the RBNZ is going to slow down a little bit because obviously they cut by 50 basis points. With the softening in the labour market, the lower CPI, but then now it's higher, so that's just sort of put a spanner in the works for now for the shorts. But I think this will just be near term. Like at the end of the day, NZD is getting beaten up, literally
Yeah.
punched from multiple angles. So this will just not be sustainable. And look, any rally of NZD strength that we see, look to sell those rallies, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're going to get towards below 2.03. I think we're going to create new lower lows compared to the bottom of the range here, which are current lower lows. So I think we're going to break here, and somewhere in this region, I would love to just buy.
Great.
Even though it changes kind of the structure of the Euro New Zealand dollar towards the upside, I don't think it's gonna sustain. And I don't think it's going to be happening the way that we're going to get correction and continue towards the downside. I think once we reach these levels, anywhere below 2.03, so at least 2.028, which is this level, too much drawing, which is this level, I'll be looking for longs, most likely.
Yeah, I think Jake, I'm 100% aligned with you there. I think on the 4 hour, obviously structure's been thrown off just a little bit, but ultimately when you look on the daily in terms of daily structure there, that sort of 2.03 area that you noted, that was obviously a former top. We struggled to get through that, and then eventually we burst through on the 15th of October, so last week. And now, obviously, this is a bit of a pullback and a bit of a retest of that area. I assume we'll have a little bit of, a bit of stop hunting potentially around there, but I think this should bottom out there. And I'll be interested 203, 202, 80-ish, and I will look to buy on those dips as well. Lower high here, higher low, excuse me, and dip buy.
Yeah, I'm not convinced fully. I don't know how long this will persist, or something might happen in a Reserve Bank of New Zealand. If we are going to go all the way up, create new higher highs at 2.05, but I strongly believe that we will go somewhere here at around 2.04, 2.038, kind of creating some sort of another head and shoulder pattern. So I don't think I'm going to be trading all the way to up. Depends on the fundamentals, but I'll be at least targeting these levels. That's how I see the Euro New Zealand dollar. And for me, the New Zealand dollar Swiss franc, pretty much the same. Again, New Zealand dollar, no analysis here, but we were talking about it last week when it was somewhere here. And we've got a lot of bearish momentum. We didn't get nearly as much pushback on the Swiss franc as we did get on euro, which just convinced me that the Swiss franc is still strongest one and the most stable one. So again, the same as with the gold, do whatever is happening in the world. Swiss franc is kind of a safe haven. So I'll be probably targeting again new lower lows, and I'm just waiting if we're going to get a little bit of a more push towards the upside, and I'll be again selling somewhere in this area. That's the New Zealand Swiss franc for me.
Nice.
Do I have anything else that I wanted to share? Yeah, I wanted to speak about the euro pound. Also wanted to ask you, now we're going up. Interesting. I got with this candle because this morning I went for longs. I saw this candle, the black one. I don't know what it's called, hammer. And then once we've closed, I've opened on this, the bullish candle, and I got stopped out on a break even because I wasn't sure. And we now again created new lower low, no momentum, like following this candle pretty bearish one. So I'm still very convinced that we're going to create new higher highs compared to these ones.
I think
But
so.
for me,
I believe we're sweeping the Asian low there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So I should just probably hold the position because I would be on open price right now. But I wouldn't mind to enter again. My trades from last week, I was probably too hurry to get to this trade, so I got stopped out. It was somewhere here when I was entering, probably, or somewhere here even. But I still strongly believe my biases did not change, and I think we're going to go for the higher highs on euro pound.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Do you think that euro is still kind of stronger than a pound?
Oh yeah, 100%. 100% is. It 100% is. There's a lot more stability in Europe. Yeah, UK is a little more shaky. The price, the higher time frame when you look at this obviously Euro GP, when you look at obviously the monthly, obviously bullish, fine. Weekly, we've had this little bit pullback, but overall we're still holding up. It's just for like the daily and obviously 4 hour are really, really ugly. Like it's just really ugly price action.
I mean, we were buying worse. If you take a look at the Euro New Zealand dollar, and if you go to 4 hour, we were buying even worse. Where was it? I mean, it was daily chart, I think. Yeah, we were buying here. There's this terrible looking candle, like a reversed hammer.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So I think it might look disgusting, but still, it's within the range what I'm able to accept.
Yeah, man. Fair.
Let me see the chat. Any insight on Japanese pairs, Jake and Ken? I don't think that during last 2 weeks something changed. I think at least me, I'm still bearish on Japanese yen. I haven't seen any high impact news coming from Japan. We've got the CPI. I've mentioned this week, but I don't think that's going to change because the fiscal policy now more or less dictates what's going to be the monetary policy for the Bank of Japan. About you, Ken, do you agree there, or do you have
I agree. I'm just, to be honest with you, Jake, I'm staying so clear of yens for a while. They're just, it's just a bit messy for me, and we still got these big gaps. It's not nice. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, if someone would force me to go for a trade, I would probably rather short Japanese yen than go for longs. But for me as well, I'm not gonna probably trade it, especially once we're having this massive gap opened on all the Japanese yen pairs. So yeah, I'll stay out.
Yeah, my man. Agreed.
Okay. Any questions in the chat? Then one step only. Do we have instant? No, Garo, we don't have instant accounts. We've got the lowest you can get is the a single phase evaluation, the 8-1, or the signature. Okay, I think we can pass on the mic to Angel with Indexes analysis. What do you think, Ken?
Yep,
do you want to add something, or are you good to go?
All good.
All good, perfect. Angel, can we ask you to dive into the indexes?
Of course. I was thinking like in the competition, like for the rules of the competition, that we can make it like skillful. So I was thinking that we can just pick like 5 majors, like euro dollar, pound dollar, Nasdaq, ES kind of thing, but make it like with a scaling plan to just place like certain amount of lots or contracts or margin for your account, and do it like the rule mode could be like trading just one trade a day. That's completely skillful because you don't have to make it to randomly. You don't have to make it like trying to make the bag on the next trade and then you just double your lot size. It's going to be like just one trade a day. So it's gonna be like I was thinking like maybe like the day trading masters. So you just have to trade one trade a day. It could be hard. I mean, it was just thinking it could be just an idea for the competition.
So we would be limiting the lot size instead of doing one instrument and making the most pips gain for a trader, we would make him a winner rather to do more instruments so people can or traders can choose, and then limit the lot size. So do some calculations between the Forex indexes and gold, what's going to be the lot size limitation. So it basically is the same, more or less, and then the winner is going to be still the one with the highest profit, right?
Yeah, pretty much the one with the highest return. But yeah, I was thinking it was more like about the trading itself. But there are so many competitions everywhere, and the people like the best way to make it. Even I've won not like the first place, but maybe like the second and the third place in the competition, and I was pretty much like going all in. And if the trade isn't running in my position, then I'm just going to add even more into that trade and hold as much as I could. So that's what I would like to avoid, to make it like, kind of like a challenge, like hard for everyone, and it's going to be skillful as well.
Okay. I mean, we can connect tomorrow to discuss some details and present the competition on Wednesday's live stream. So at least we well known or we can do 3 options and let chat decide whatever they want to do. So we can connect tomorrow just between us and figure out 3 types of competitions and then choose.
Of course.
Let chat to choose what is.
Yeah, we can do a poll as well for the competition. Like we have like three versions of the competition, so everyone can vote what you guys think about doing it and the way we're going to do it. And then we pick like an EA trader to be on the competition as well. Could be one of us. I'll say it should be Ken, because he's the one that trade gold the most. So he can compete like with the guys that are actually making the bag with gold on the group that we have on Discord. But it should be like just one trade a day, guys. I mean, that's what I think. Maybe you can think about it, but it sounds super fun and interesting. We'll love to see that. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have the charts here, guys. As last week, we were rejecting from this weekly gap on the weekly time frame. And it was hard. It was pretty much like a choppy week because we traded inside a range, in wider range, because if you see, we are trading and rejecting the weekly gap, right, for longs, but we are also holding a daily gap for sells. So that actually contained the price here. So it was really weird week last week if you are not like taking the most cleanest targets, because you could be bullish and then at market open session starts, it has that initial push towards the opening bell, and then all of a sudden you could only trade shorts for the day. But that was just for the day, because in the next day prices were just sweep liquidity and then trading back higher again. And then we sweep liquidity from the sell side, and then we trade back higher again and sweep liquidity from the buy side. And it was pretty much a range. It was consolidation. And it all happened after the tweets from Trump about the tariffs in China and all this stuff. It all started with Trump saying the 100% tariff of China. I'm sorry about that. Here on this dump here. And then the following day, Trump said like it could be fixed. They could just reach an agreement, and then we traded back higher, right? It was here. So pretty much like a funny week, because it's interesting the way that fundamentals, being uncertain fundamentals in this case, because it was just contradicting each other. It actually matches the price action here being contained in 2 points of interest, right? So tomorrow and today, I'm going to be bullish towards the all-time highs here, this high, and this high was my target for today. It's taken already, so I will want to be like careful to what I'm going to look to trade today, because of course I would love to just wait for the price to retrace and continue trading higher. But we are already taking liquidity for today, which is the previous daily high here. And I think it's the previous weekly high as well. So I will want to see the way we're going to behave from here, because we can then see, keeping in mind that we don't have news until Thursday. The price can be just as low, right? But we can easily see today the price then giving shorts, right? Giving some sort of change in the structure to give shorts right here. And then we're going to sweep liquidity again, and then we can trade higher, or we can just sweep liquidity from this high and then get into the range again, right? So that's what we should be keeping in mind. But with that being said, then we know that this was like a consolidation market profile in the last week, and today we have this. So I'm going to be waiting. If we hold the bullish structure, then I'm going to be looking for longs until the towards the all-time highs. But if not, then I'm going to be looking for a short, but it's going to be until I have the most obvious target, which could be like this low from London or this low from Asia, because we might see then, let's say we see the short today, right? And we have a short here, and then we take out Asian low, and then prices starts up to consolidate, and then tomorrow we can just trade back higher again, right? Or we can just start to hold the bullish structure here and then just trade towards the all-time highs. But that's what I'm going to be pretty much waiting. If we do close tomorrow on the daily time frame, right? Look at this daily candle here, the way we're trading here. If we close tomorrow, right, and we're closing above this gap here, and we disrespect the gap, right, then it's going to give me the higher probability of this next candle to actually take the high. So it's going to be really interesting the way that we close tomorrow if we don't take that high today, right? But as you guys can see, we rejected here again, and I wanted to show you guys because it was the same thing last week. This is the new weekly opening gap, which is the gap at the market opens, right? See the way we reject once here and then we reject twice here. And if you look at this week, new weekly opening gap, because we had a small gap as well. Let me just go to the 15 time frame, 15 minute. Okay, so this is a new opening gap. See the way this acts as support here and then here again, right? And this is why we're trading higher. But look at this, because this is the weekly candle open, right? So we open, we trade lower, right? And where? When we trade lower, we are actually trading into an hourly gap, which is this one. All right, let me just mark this out real quick. Okay, so we open, we trade lower into a gap, and now we start to span higher. So what we can say about it, that the candle here, which is this is going to be, let's say this is the weekly candle. So we traded lower on the open, right? We left a week, and then we're going to likely to close and trade higher. So we can just expect expansion to the upside for the rest of the week. But always keeping in mind that then we, of course, we're going to take all-time highs, and you want to see the way we're going to trade here. There are a lot of things that we're waiting, of course, for the government shutdown to finish, so we can have the macroeconomic data, and then we can have a clear idea as to where the price is going to go. But we are pretty much just bullish. We're stuck into the range last week. I hope that was clear. Okay. Let me see the guys. Okay. Okay, so if we go to the SP 500, we haven't taken that high yet, but it seems like we're going after it. So it's going to be like the target for today. And what I wanted to say by that is, like, once SP 500 takes the high, right, it's going to be like the target to finish and call it a day, because this is the most obvious target. Well, because, and now I wanted to tell you guys that if we sweep this high, we might trade back into the range, right? And that's the target that you need. Of course, we can trade higher, and that's fine if we do, but the most obvious target then is going to be that high. Right, so I'm just going to delete this real quick to show you guys. If we go to the daily time frame, same thing here. We do have this gap. Well, I do not trade gold, my man. That's why I cannot like give you like an exact setup or just my view on it. But yeah, you can just check the new opening gap and see if we are rejecting from it, if we are trading away from it, or we just targeting that gap. Right, so today pretty much the same. We rejected here the new weekly opening gap, which was this one. See, we're just trading higher and we just take that high. So next target, I want to see then this high as the next target. So if we retrace here on this M15 gap for the next 4-hour candle, right? We trade here. So let's say 10 a.m. opens, we trade back higher, lower into this M15, and then we do have a change in the market structure to take out this high, and that's going to be the target for the day, right? Pretty much just following this momentum and seeing the way the price is going to reach into that high, right? So that's a good view, a clean one for the SP500 to what I will be weighing then right now, keeping in mind that this is just for today with the session are just trading in one direction, so it's going to be a classic buy day. Just waiting for the 10 a.m. opens to see if we're then going to take that high. For YM, I don't think I have anything different, right? If we finally have a nice close above this gap here, then it's going to confirm that we're going to trade higher to take this high, and the first target is going to be this high here. If we go to the 4-hour, okay, let's go to the M15. Okay, we're retracing back. I want to see then the way we're going to behave here, because it will be nice if we have a retracement and then we change the structure to continue higher here, keeping in mind that do we have any gaps here on the, okay, so we have a gap here in the hourly time frame, which was this one, and then now we have this one. So I'm going to be waiting for this area here before going and take any trades. I need a retracement. So that's pretty much what I have, guys, for the day and for the week. Just keeping in mind that I want to see all-time highs, but we're still in the range. So just be aware when we are taking highs from the left, because prices is right now just retracing right after we take those highs, and then we were going to continue higher, but after the retracement. So yeah, that's pretty much.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for the indexes analysis. Any trades that you recently took on indexes, or have you been sitting on the fence for the last couple of days?
Yeah, I've been trading like I haven't been trading like a lot, but last week I took 2 trades on Friday. I took a long and I took a short. I can show you guys both trades real quick, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I'll just share this window. Let me show you. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the trades that I took on Friday, and I'm going to show you guys why I took the trades. Because on Friday, which we were here. Okay, let's go to Friday. So on Friday, we rejected the new weekly opening gap again. And if you look at the sessions here, Asia trades lower, London trades lower than Asia, and we were trading below the previous daily low. So we were actually manipulating the previous daily low with the sessions, right? Asia trades lower, London trades even lower, so we swapped Asian low and the previous day low. And then we tapped into the new weekly opening gap, right? So then we just rejected higher and higher. That was pretty much the view that I have. So I was like, okay, it seems like we're going to the higher part of the range, and we also have this 4-hour gap here. So I wanted to see then the price pushing towards this gap and then towards the high, which was the previous daily high by that time. I took a long here. Let me show you guys on the 5-minute that day. So we are actually kind of far from the gap by that time, and we just retrace it into this hourly gap here, which is this one. I hope you guys can see it clearly. This gap here, right? Let's say we're here. Select the bar, right? My bad, this is not the candle. This is the one. Okay, so we have this gap here. We already rejected 2 previous sessions low, and this is the new weekly opening gap. You see the way we trade higher. This is some sort of V-shaped recovery here. So it means like now we're going to look for longs. We're going to look for the higher part of the range. We're going to look hunt for buy side, right? So I just waited for the price to tap into this gap on the hourly time frame, and then just wait for the structure, which was pretty much a gap that we have here on the 5-minute, and then I just traded along there, pretty much like this. So pretty much like this. The long that
on the very next candle. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then I did not hit take profit on this long because I was actually aiming for a 1 to 2 at least, and I wanted to see then the gap being taken out. It did not happen, but then if we go to the lower time frame, right, on the M5 again, let me just take it to the M5 again. We can see here. So this was the long that I took. We see now we have this gap here, and now we are rejecting this 4-hour gap, right? A few minutes after. This was after 10 a.m., right? So 10 a.m. opens. We trade lower. Look at this, because when we take out this low here, then we change the structure to the downside, right? And we are rejecting from a higher time frame gap. So that makes me think where the price is going to go. Now we have lows here. We have equal lows. So that was pretty much the target that I have by that time. And I was like, okay, so this is still a gap on the hourly time frame. We just tap into this 4-hour gap. And we do have a change in the market structure. With that clean lows, we might see then the price trading back lower, taking out the lows. We will have now manipulation on the hourly gap, and then we're going to still trading back higher. That was my thinking process by that time, and that was pretty much the way I just traded the way I took this trade, which was into this gap here. I just took the short right at the open of the gap. I was actually protecting the high of the candle that creates the gap, and the target should be the lows. I had the luck that I had to close this trade before the lows because of the consistency, right? But if you look at here, the price did not take the lows, and then we traded back higher to the higher part of the range, and then we just filled the entire 4-hour gap. That was the trades that I took last week, guys.
Interesting. So sometimes the trades, your trades are being closed manually, right?
Yeah, it depends. It shouldn't, but in this case, I had a lower target, and I had everything I was needing by that time, which was the profit to not like exceed the consistency. So yeah, I had to close because of that.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Perfect. Nice trades though. Nice trades. All right, guys. Thank you for the insight. I was about to blame the end of the live stream on Ken, but to be honest, I've set up this camera for this table, which is set up so I can stand next to it, and my legs had bad. I mean, I'm about to need a wheelchair to get out of this room. So thank you so much for the insight, and I'll see you again on Wednesday.
Yeah, see you Wednesday, guys.
Okay, hopefully you'll get better, Ken.
Brothers,
yeah, thank you. Cheers, guys. See
All
you.
right, guys. Appreciate you showing up. See you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.